Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of a movie in which all of England is under quarantine due to a virus. When a young man sees his mother's mysterious illness getting worse and realizes she could die at any moment, he decides to venture into the brutal outside world to find her a doctor. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. The children are huddled in a room, watching TV with fearful eyes. Strange things are happening in the house, and frightening sounds echo from outside, but they've been told they can't leave the room. One boy approaches the door, just as it suddenly swings open. Several people infected with a deadly virus rush in and attack the children. The boy, hiding just behind the door, manages to slip away and find his mother. She tells him to run, slamming the door behind her to buy him time. Realizing everyone inside has been infected, the boy flees the house and makes his way toward a church where his father is. On the way, he sees the infected heading in the same direction. He enters the church, tells his father how terrified he is, and begs him for help. But his father only replies, "This is Judgment Day," removes the cross from around his own neck and hands it to him. Seeing that his father has no intention of running, he takes the cross and hides in a secret compartment of the church. The infected attack his father, and he too becomes one of them. After they leave, he bolts from the church and runs as fast as he can, putting the village far behind him.
Recap camp.
28 years later, the strange virus has quarantined all of England. The few survivors live scattered in remote areas far from the cities. Spike is a boy born in one such settlement. He has never seen an infected in his life. His father, Jamie, believing his son is finally ready to face the brutal world outside, decides to take him to the mainland, a place overrun with infected. Spike's mother, Isla, is gravely ill, bedridden most of the time, with no doctors in town to treat her. Feverish and delirious, she reacts angrily when Spike tells her about the plan, telling Jamie their son is still a child and must not leave. When Isla grows agitated, Jamie pretends to agree with her to calm her down, but later, he and Spike quietly prepare to leave. The townsfolk, proud of Spike's bravery, give him small gifts for the journey. At the wooden gates of the settlement, Jenny, the commander, warns them. If they don't return, no one will come looking. They agree. Father and son cross the only passage to the mainland, a narrow causeway usable only at low tide. In 4 hours, the sea will rise and cover it completely. Spike is awestruck by the size of the mainland. They head into the forest for his first hunt, where Jamie spots a type of infected called a crawler, massive, slow-moving creatures that can only drag themselves along the ground. Spike readies his bow. But as they focus on the crawler, another infected silently approaches from behind. Jamie, still talking to Spike, doesn't notice. Spike's arrow hits the crawler, but in that same moment, the other infected draws close enough for Jamie to finally see it. He whirls, shoots, and kills it with one shot. Jamie realizes there are more infected closing in. He kills another, and they quickly leave the area. They find an abandoned house and search it for supplies, but it's already been stripped bare. A sudden noise makes Jamie raise his weapon. Moving quietly, they discover an infected hanging from the ceiling with a plastic bag over its head. Jamie guesses it's the work of another human group, a warning of some kind. When Spike approaches, the infected suddenly begins thrashing. Jamie tells him to finish it, but Spike, horrified by the creature's mutilation, hesitates. The infected breaks free. Jamie reacts instantly, killing it. Not wanting to get surrounded again, they move on. In the forest, they find the severed head of a deer wedged high between two branches. Jamie's face changes, and he's deeply unsettled. He tells Spike this is the work of an alpha, and they need to leave immediately. They run until they reach a wide open plain. Seeing no infected, they step into the open, but halfway across they're spotted. Jamie sees an alpha among them and immediately turns back. They sprint, but the infected cross the plain with terrifying speed. Jamie shoots an arrow into one of them, but Spike, too scared to aim. Jamie is forced to handle several of them alone before they finally reach a house. Spike runs upstairs while Jamie kills an infected that makes it inside. Spike finds an attic and Jamie boosts him up without a ladder. With the infected swarming from all sides and no arrows left, Jamie pulls himself up after Spike. They are finally safe for now. From the attic window, they see the Alpha still standing outside, watching. Jamie warns Spike. Alphas are intelligent and fighting them is a bad idea. Hours later, once it's fully dark, Spike spots a fire in the distance. At first, he thinks it's another village and asks his father about it. Jamie doesn't answer, confirming Spike's suspicion that his father is hiding something. A few hours later, while both of them are asleep, a large herd of deer passes by the house, and the whole place starts collapsing. Jamie wakes up instantly, rushes Spike out of the attic, and they sprint down the stairs. They manage to escape just before the entire house comes down. Jamie realizes this is their best chance against Alpha, and tells Spike they need to run as fast as they can and reach the pass before Alpha gets there. They race back the way they came. Alpha spots them and starts chasing. By the time they reach the pass, the floodwaters haven't fully receded, but the level has dropped enough for them to cross. When they see no sign of Alpha, they cross the pass without worry until something happens that makes Jamie realize something is wrong. They turn their heads and see Alpha closing in. Jamie and Spike take off at full speed. As they near the gate, Jamie blows his whistle to signal the guards. The guards immediately prepare to fire, and when Alpha arrives, they shoot at it. Alpha is wounded but still advances. Jenny shoots the strongest weapon they have, finally bringing Alpha down. Once Jenny confirms they're not infected, she opens the gate, and they're safe at last. In the city, a celebration is held in Spike's honor, and his father showers him with praise. Jamie starts telling heroic stories about his son's bravery, but Spike isn't happy about the lies. He knows he acted like a coward out there. After the ceremony, Spike catches his father with another woman, realizing he's cheating on his mother. Crushed, Spike returns home. The man looking after his mother sees Spike's condition and asks what happened. Spike tells him the full, real story of what happened in the forest and asks about a fire he had seen there. The man explains that a doctor used to live there, but no one ever visited him. When Spike asks why, he gets no answer. The next day, Spike insists that his father take him to the doctor in the forest. He pesters Jamie so much that Jamie loses his temper and says the doctor is probably just some lunatic and taking Isla to him won't help. Years ago, while on patrol, Jamie and a few others had seen the doctor, strangely dressed, lining up dead, infected in neat rows on the ground. The doctor had even asked them to come down and help, but they ran and never returned. Seeing his father won't lift a finger to help his mother, Spike tells him he saw him with another woman the night before. Jamie slaps him across the face. Spike decides to take matters into his own hands. He'll bring his mother to the doctor himself. He sets fire to a warehouse near the gate, drawing all the guards' attention. The watchtower guard abandons his post, and Spike manages to sneak his mother through the gate and across the pass. As soon as they reach the mainland, Isla regains her senses and tells Spike they shouldn't be here, and they should go back immediately. She calls for Jamie, but when Spike says he's taking her to a doctor, she agrees. They travel a long distance and spend the night in a ruined building. Spike keeps watch until he drifts off. A crawler approaches while they're in deep sleep, leaning close to Spike's face. In the morning, Spike wakes to see the body of an infected on the ground with a plastic bag over its head. In truth, Isla had noticed it and saved Spike's life, but she says nothing. They continue their journey, but in the open plains, a group of infected spots them and gives chase. They run frantically, reaching an abandoned gas station. The door is locked, but Spike forces it open. The moment they enter, Isla starts coughing violently. The room is filled with gasoline fumes ready to explode. The infected catch up and Spike tries to shield Isla from them. Suddenly, someone opens a roof hatch and fires a gun. Spike and Isla hit the ground just in time as the whole place ignites, burning every infected inside. They survive. The man who saved them introduces himself as Eric. Having never been here before and unsure what to do, he decides to stay with them. Spike tells him they're going to see a doctor, and Eric agrees to help. They press on until a strange sound draws Isla's attention. She rushes into a train car and finds an infected woman who seems to be in labor. The woman doesn't attack. Seeing that her feral nature is subdued and she appears to need help, Isla decides to assist her. Spike arrives with Eric, worried for his mother's safety. Isla successfully delivers the baby, pours a little water over its head, and discovers it's completely healthy. They all breathe a sigh of relief until the infected woman suddenly attacks and Eric shoots her. Eric loses control and tries to kill the baby. Isla pleads with him, insisting the baby is fine, but Eric shouts at her. Just then, an alpha drags Eric, drops from the roof, and kills him. Isla grabs the baby and runs. Spike shoots several arrows at the alpha, trying to slow it down, but it's useless. They get out of the train, but the alpha catches up until someone fires a dart at it, paralyzing it. A man with completely red skin appears and rescues them. Seeing their fear, he introduces himself. Dr. Kelson. He explains that he covers his skin with a certain mineral compound to reduce the risk of infection, which is why his skin is red. Without hesitation, Spike tells him they came all this way for him and need his help. Dr. Kelson leads them to his home, a bizarre place where he has collected the skulls of every infected he has burned, stacking them into a towering structure. At first, he thinks they've come for him because of the child, but Spike says they're here for her mother. That night, Dr. Kelson carefully examines Isla. He has no medical equipment and relies solely on his own experience. Isla tells him the pain is unbearable. After the examination, Dr. Kelson tells them it's definitely cancer. There is no cure for it, and given Isla's condition, the cancer has spread throughout her body. She doesn't have much time left. Spike has never even heard the word cancer before and insists that the doctor find some kind of treatment for his mother. She hugs him and tries to calm him down. Quietly, Dr. Kelson prepares his blowgun and, at Isla's signal, shoots Spike to knock him unconscious. Isla has decided to end her life. Dr. Kelson takes her into the forest and kills her. A few hours later, when Spike wakes up, the doctor gives him his mother's skull. Spike climbs a tower made of skulls and places his mother's at the very top. Near dawn, the alpha attacks them again. They hide in a shelter until it finds them and tries to drag the doctor out from underground. Spike grabs a tranquilizer syringe from the doctor's bag, injects it into the alpha, and saves the doctor's life. He takes the child to the city and leaves them at the gate. The guards find the child along with a letter. In the letter, Spike tells his father that he has no plans to return to the city for now, and he wants to stay in the mainland for a while. Spike is fleeing from an infected when he comes across a group of people on his path. They help him, and with their fast and extraordinary fighting style, kill all the infected. Spike has never met people from outside his own city before, and to him, they seem a little strange. Their leader, a man with a cross hanging around his neck, introduces himself. The man invites Spike to join their group. It seems Spike has found his new family. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, you know what to do.